Did Uber just give away all the secrets of how to maximize income on their platform? And if they did, what would that do to competition in your market? So Uber just announced this: earnings trends, more predictable earnings, easily decide when and where to drive. Now, I teach you trend analysis, understanding your marketplace, right? Knowing the best days and times to drive. If it's rideshare, where are those rides coming from? If it's food delivery, where are the power strips? Those are areas that are really dense with restaurants, and we want customers around that as well. Well, again, is all that strategy completely gone? Now you'll also gain access to earnings trends, a new feature that helps you decide when and where to drive. So busiest times, tap on map areas to see hourly charts indicating which times of day earnings are highest. Number 2, busiest areas. Earnings trends gives you a map of areas where other drivers have been earning the most over the past 4 weeks. Your day earnings trends can help you figure out which times of day are best for earnings so you can better plan your breaks. And your week earnings trends can help you tell which days are busier than others so you spend your time wisely. So if Uber is giving everyone access to the best data, doesn't that mean, everyone has access to the best data and strategies? Isn't that going to completely even out the earnings because no one has an advantage? Comment yes or no and why down below. But here's the thing. Don't be surprised, but Uber's actually done this before. This is not new. This data trend analysis, hey, drive during these days, the times. They've done this stuff before, but let me show you the chart because they haven't quite done it like this. So here's my earnings trend chart by day for here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And it's similar to their surge map. It's just color-based, right? So darker the color, the more busy, I guess the higher earnings in that market segment. So it can't get much more simpler than this, right? We have the blue, the darker blue, and the even darker blue. And then they have the dollar signs correlating. So let me click on one of these triple dollar sign areas and see how busy this area really is. How much data do I get? So they're calling this the core Pittsburgh market segment. Okay. These are Mondays, 2 to 3 p.m. That's just when I took this screen recording. So obviously that data point at the bottom is going to switch whenever you're watching this. Penn Hills, Wilkinsburg market segments. Again, same time selection here, triple dollar sign. And our line chart compared to, I guess, other times a day. Okay, it doesn't tell me much else. All right, what about this quad dollar sign? The biggest earnings area in my marketplace, I guess statistically based on these Mondays. So this Allison Park, New Ken area here, we see the line chart at 2 p.m. That's pretty high. Okay. Comparing that again, it's the same data. It's just a different illustration. Now, see at the bottom here, it says see hourly view. So we have the visual, but if we simply want to compare the data by hours, take a look here. So now we have the different market segments: core Pittsburgh, Penn Hills, Wilkinsburg, West Mifflin, Jefferson Hills, etc. Now, here's one thing I'm noticing. It's pretty straightforward. If it's busy, obviously it's going to have that blue line. The higher the blue line, the busier it's going to be. But you have like the triple dollar sign and then the quad dollar sign. And all I can see is that trend line, like the bar chart is higher. Now, what was interesting here on the home screen, which actually this is what caught my attention, it said earnings were above average on Mondays, 2 p.m. in your area. Explore a map of recent hourly earnings to plan your week based on the past 4 weeks. So it told me like, well, it's busier than the last Monday. So it kind of infers like, hey, now's a great time to get out there. I'll tell you what, let me give you my verdict on this and real actual feedback on how to use this and if you should even use it. I would only use this at the surface level, okay? Because the data is pretty surface level. It says on Mondays, boom, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, whatever. It's like this busy, that busy, is going to go up and down. But it doesn't tell you where in that market segment. It says kind of in relation to other market segments, but they're going to perform completely differently. So for instance, in that core Pittsburgh marketplace versus that northern marketplace, that quad dollar sign marketplace, I never drive there because in my opinion, it's a little bit more spread out. it's not awful, but what I typically see, if I'm driving in that northern segment, that I'm going to get orders from like way up there, like 15, 20 minutes away, because it's already a little bit more northeast of the city versus, I guess, the core Pittsburgh. I mean, it even cuts out some of the central Pittsburgh marketplace, but whatever. Then those customers tend to be in that same area as well. But it's a try $sign. Like, I don't really care. You have, my verdict for you is you have to know your marketplace. Do not use this as the catch-all, the end-all, be-all for your data analysis. Because then, what are you going to do? A fundamental that we have not talked about in some time, and if you're an OG in this space, you'll know this, is to not chase bonus pay, surge zones, or I'll extend it to this. Don't chase these triple and quad $sign indicators. So you need to really ask yourself, and again, that's good for top line, just kind of macro level analysis, but you need to ask yourself, where are the orders coming from and where can I stay? That's not going to pull me like 20 minutes out, 25 minutes out, because then you're way out of the marketplace in the hot zones. If you're up there 20 minutes away from these hot zones, you're not going to get much of anything. When I've done that, and I've done it as experiments, you're just going to kind of ping pong here and there, up and over different rural zones, and you're going to do more driving. And in my opinion, comment down below, the orders are going to be lesser. It's going to be few and far between compared to, like, honestly, where the populace is, where it's really dense, where you have those power strips. A lot of the times, these apps will send you so many different messages just trying to entice you to go online. That's their job. They're trying to entice you to go online, to have the drivers, to have the supply. More supply is going to mean less bonus pay, typically, and they're trying to entice you to get out there with things like this. So, hey, it's a quad $sign zone based on our data, and yes, the data is correct. I'm not denying the data. They have the actual data, but you need to refine that more. You're not just going to go up there in the quad zone area, go online and then make a killing. You can do decent, but until you really know where am I going to park, sit and wait for an order, where are these orders typically coming from and going to, is that statistically the best place to drive? I mean, I could make more money in a double or a triple $sign zone based on this by knowing my marketplace and knowing that my orders will not pull me 15 or 20 minutes away. That is a big hack. It's something I always say here because it works. Knowing your marketplace and knowing the hot zones, the power strips, where to park, sit and wait, and to put the punctuation on this is to stack bonus pay on Uber and Uber Eats. It is probably the most powerful bonus pay of any side hustle, is the stackable bonuses on Uber and Uber Eats. So you can get 1, 2, maybe 3 bonuses at the same time. Now, if you're not getting bonus pay, you have to multi-app. You got to look at other apps in your marketplace. Is someone offering bonus pay? Because you have no allegiance to these apps. You have allegiance to you and making the best use of your time. Drop a like on this video. You can also click or tap the screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.